Hey there, friends, Nibs again. Out here at the range today, doing a little bit of goofing around. I have got something really awesome to show you guys. I wasn't sure how much I was going to like this, but this this is actually really a nice gun. It is not perfect, but it is a nice gun. Um, this is so you guys have seen me. I've been shooting the Pinty rifle and the Pinty bullpup quite a bit this summer, and I actually just got the Pinty bullpup, and I've done like 3 or 4 videos on it already. I really love that gun. But early on, I seen some people having a little bit of struggles with this one, and so I kind of hesitated and waited to see where things would shake out from Pinty with this one. And but then I've seen a couple of most recent videos, especially with Riddick, our buddy Riddick over at Off the Shelf Air Guns. He just got one of these as well, and he's having a lot of fun with it and really loving it. So I finally asked Pinty to send one of these over to me, and it is doing really well. I tested it with several different kinds of pellets. It is a little bit pellet picky, but I did find that these JTS 16.08s are shooting lights out with this gun. Who knows what's going to happen when we get on camera here, but it didn't do bad with Crossman hollow points. It didn't do bad with the range masters that I had before. Wasn't that tight one hole group that I was seeing with the the Pinty pup, but it is shooting these 1608s very well, and I think it's shooting these 1608s equally as well as the Pinty pup was shooting those sovereigns. Hopefully, I can put put those words in this video, but one word of kind of confession, I guess you could say. I did have my Buck Crony moderator on here, and I was going to shoot it with that just so we could get some crony numbers as well. I forgot my battery at home. It actually is shooting really well with this on there, but I wanted to put the original one on there so we can see how it shoots original, seeing as how we're not going to be able to use the chronograph anyway. It is a little bit louder with the stock moderator on there. This Buck moderator is quieting it down a little bit more. It's not unfriendly, backyard unfriendly either way, but the Buck rail device is a little bit more quiet. So I still do have the battery clip right here for the battery, but I took it off there. I set this all up yesterday, and took the battery off to charge it up so I'd be ready for today. And then I forgot it. So what we have here is the Pinty tactical rifle, I guess they're calling it. At least that's what I've been calling it. A lot of people are calling it the space gun. Really very futuristic looking. Let's give you a flyby on it. There's got the tank out back here. With this side is the regulator valve. This side is the valve showing the tank pressure. You get lots of shots from this tank. And just about everything on this is aluminum. The only thing, or some sort of metal. The only thing that's plastic is the hand grip here and the hand grip here. Everything else is metal. Even the suppressor is metal. Obviously, the buckler piece is 3D printed plastic, but this whole shroud and I thought it was going to be plastic, just kind of assuming, which is not good, but this is all machined aluminum. It's just awesome. This lower part's all metal, and the fit and finish on it is just really good. I have it topped off with a Vector Optics Orion scope, 6-24. We're going to keep it at 24 yards for our first outing here. I'm sure we'll end up taking it out to 50 yards eventually. But for today, I'm going to go out to the gong, obviously, at 50 yards because we got to do our pating. That's important. But we are going to keep our target shooting. Thought I heard somebody walking out there. Going to keep our target shooting and our plinking mostly at 25 yards. Now, one thing, a few things that I'd seen people complaining about was the barrel or the bolt being bindy or whatever you want to binding up on it. And I kind of saw that when I first unboxed it, and you saw me unbox this. But so the bolt, first of all, it'll take a little bit of getting used to, but it's kind of neat. So you flip that up, and now you're going to push that forward and go down into this notch here where you will load your pellet in here. But if you hold out here on the end of the knob, it's going to be tough to push that thing in. But if you go in towards there's 3 rings there. If you go in on the first ring and push forward, it slides so easy. And now you're going to load a pellet up in here in the back of the barrel. And then when you slide this back shut, this is a really interesting mechanism. The hammer is actually up in here, and when you pull the trigger, it flies backwards and pushes this whole mechanism back against the valve, which is right here, and shoots the pellet out. So very, very interesting action. Let's go ahead and get started. I've got I haven't got a lot of 1608s left here. I think I got enough to get our session done here today, though. One other thing I did on it, and the trigger's still not stupendous. That's one of my probably big negatives, if there is any negatives about this gun, is the trigger feel on it. But I did do a little bit of work on it already. And you take this plastic foregrip off, and then this little metal trigger guard comes off, and there's actually a spring right under there that is what actually pushes the sear up against the bolt or the hammer. And I changed that spring out with a much lighter spring, and that greatly improved the trigger feel already. Now I know there's another spring that's up inside here, and I haven't dug in that deep yet, but I will work on that as well. And I think that will help out some too. It was probably a six pound trigger, I was guessing. I didn't bring my scale out with me. We'll crunch some numbers and do some trigger pulls back in the garage another day. But I'm guessing it's more of a high 3s, right around a 4 pound trigger right now, with that just changing that one little spring out. And I will see if there's more that I can do to make it even better. Oh crud! All right, the wind. I've already shot a couple of videos out here today, and there was absolutely no wind. And as I was setting up for this video, the wind kicked up, and I have a umbrella over my camera down there, and the umbrella just blew over. So I got to go reset that and get us ready to shoot here. So stand by.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, the umbrella will not stay put. The wind is whipping up pretty good. Hopefully that doesn't negatively affect our our shooting here too badly. I put a pellet in there already. Okay, yep. I have to keep an eye on my downrange camera because it is sitting in direct sunlight. That, for whatever reason, that phone has been shutting off prematurely, saying it's being overheated. Never had that problem with any other phone, so hopefully we'll get through this, but I'll keep an eye on it as we're shooting. This is a really, really nice scope, and I can see all that going on there. So let's go out to 50. There it is. Okay. Pating. Like I said, it takes a little bit of getting used to. You know, most guns, the bolt flips up and then you pull it back. This one is just the opposite. You flip it up and then push it forward to open it up. I hope my audio sounds okay. I normally have, with just a t-shirt, I have a little magnet that I put behind my shirt, and I lost that magnet. I had it when I left the house, and I can't find it now. So I have more at home, but I don't have one out here with me. So my mic is sitting right here. So maybe it'll sound better. Who knows? All right, let's do a group on Splatterburst first. Gotta go bring my parallax back. All right, we're gonna go right to the center of the Splatterburst. Not very loud, not very loud at all. So it does have a power adjuster that adjusts the hammer spring. So we'll be playing around with that down the road. I was thinking about playing around with that today with the Buck Crony, but can't do much without a battery, so. I love it when you're shooting a pellet gun and you find the pellet that it likes right away. That's pretty awesome. This came in from Pinty, filled with air. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure that they're supposed to do that. I think I had a paster on there and I just blew it off. But so far we got one ragged hole there. A little to the right. I love a single shot rifle anyway, and just the simplicity of not having to fiddle fart around with magazines and stuff. Sometimes it's just really, really nice. All right, let's do one more shot on that group, even though we're kind of wonky because we lost our pasters. Looks like we might be just shooting out just a hair right. All right, so I got the my little white aluminum plate down there with a paster on there. No more paster. This thing's got some power. It's really nice, and you'll get a ton of shots out of this tank. Like I said, it was sent to me and it was filled with air already, and I shot, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 5, plus a bunch more of others just doing some plinking too. So I probably shot 40 or 50 shots, and I was less, I used way less than half the air from that tank. And I filled it back up again to start this video up. But all right, so let's see. I have some new stuff here. I had some kids' toys that had gotten a little bit of oil spilled on them, so they're no good for kids to play with. So the first one in the front there is a little orange kitty cat. All right, we've got a little duck there. He's kind of tiny, but I got him. Oh, can't be wasting them. I don't have that many. Got more tins at home, but I do need to order some more. I use these a lot. Between between the 1608s and the JTS 2207s, it's hard to find a gun that doesn't, one of those two or maybe even both, work well. All right, the next one is a horse. He's a horse of a different color. All right, let's shoot a few more here. I've got my little black spinners, 2 large ones and 1 small one in the middle. Okay, so it's still hitting a little bit off to the right. No big deal. Right now I'm looking for consistency. I'll dial it in a little bit better later, but all right, let's hit the little spinner. Completely obliterated that splatter burst. So far, other than that heavy feel of that trigger, I am not finding any appreciable flaw with this gun at all. It's just it's a really nicely made gun. Blew the splatter burst right off that one. So the little duck or goose or whatever it was is still sitting there underneath my spinner rack there. Let me see if I can knock him out of there. Oh yeah. All right, a couple more shots and then we'll get out of here. So let's hit the white plate again. There it is. That plate clanks pretty well. So this gun says a maximum of 200, somewhere it said 250 bar. Somewhere, maybe it's on the tank. Okay, so the tank I believe is different than the gun because the that says 250 bar. Is that the same as 3,000 psi? Because the green zone on the maximum pressure, I don't know the difference between. So these read an MPa. This says bar. I'm used to psi. So I filled it up till it was at the top of the green section on the tank pressure gauge, which equaled 3,000 psi on my Orc Air filler bottle. All right, I'm gonna go out to 50. Oh, that doesn't sound right. Let's try that again. Yeah, that last shot sounded a little weird. I don't know what happened there. So I'm gonna take just a couple, 1 or 2 quick shots to see if I can even possibly lob out to 100 yards. It's actually like 117. Probably not a achievable goal at this moment, but you guys won't be able to see this. I hit it. So I was holding. I'll take a picture of that and put it up here so you can see what I'm aiming at, but I was holding my crosshair, so there's a plate and then there's a section of fire hose hanging on a bar, and then there's I think think it's a railroad tie above that. My crosshair was right on the bottom of that railroad tie. Oh, gotta close your bolt. I got it again. I could actually see that pellet. I'm gonna do one more because it's too fun. I can actually watch that pellet flying down, which is, you know, a testament to this vector optic scope. It's just phenomenal. All right, one more. Tink. I don't know if it's picking up on the mic or not, but I hit that all 3 times. That's pretty awesome. But anyway, I think this is going to be a winner. We're definitely going to be taking it out to 50 yards next time. Putting it up against the P rifle and the Pinty pup. That Pinty pup is one tough cookie. It's going to be tough to beat that one, but we're all having fun. So let me see what do we shoot, about 20 shots there, and I'm only 1 line down from the top of the green, which shows 20 MPA. So 1 line down from that, which is not barely. It's like being on, just coming off a full on your gas gauge. Hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you check out the Pinty P rifle, or not P rifle. This is the Pinty tactical rifle, I guess. But really cool stuff. Hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.